City Learners TV, learning made simple. Welcome back to class. Okay, we're going to continue from where we stopped. This is the continuation of the class we had on computer programming language. Okay, don't forget in our previous class, I told you that computer is an electronic device that can accept data, it can process the data and produce information. Okay, and I told you that the difference or the gap between data and information, between the raw fact, which is the data, and the processed data, which is information, the difference between or the gap between them is processing. Data becomes information because processing has taken place. Data that has been processed is what we call information. Raw fact processed gives us meaningful form of data, which we call information. Okay, and I told you that processing takes place using computer. Okay, computer is the device that is used for processing of data. Okay, so the computer that processes data also takes instruction on how data is being processed. These instructions are called programs or computer programs. Okay, so in this class, we're going to continue from where we stopped. We're going to be looking at the levels of programming language. We have looked into the meaning of computer programs. We have looked into the meaning of computer programming language because don't forget, you have been taught in the previous class that computer programs are also written in specific languages. These languages are used by computer programmers or computer program developers to instruct computer on what to do. Please don't misquote me. Programs are the instructions, the codes that the computer makes use of in order to carry out specific task or a given task. Now, these programs, these codes, they are written in specific languages. These languages in which they are written are called computer programming languages. So we are going to be looking at the levels of the programming languages. Okay, the first level of computer programming language is what we call low-level programming language. Low-level programming language. Low-level programming language is the native language of the computer, and that is why we also call low-level language machine language. Machine language. We call it machine language because it is the only language that computer understands. Take for instance, I can speak, at least I can speak 3 languages. I can speak English, which I am using to teach in this video. I can also speak Nigeria Pidgin. How on a day? On a don't fetch water, can't give me this morning. That is Nigerian Pidgin for you. And also, I can speak my N1, my native language. The language of the tribe where I was born and brought up. That is Yoruba. Yoruba tribe is in Nigeria, Africa. Okay? Ekaro meaning good morning. Now, there is a language you can use to tell me to do something, and I will be looking at you. I will not understand what you are saying because that language, I do not understand it. No matter how beautiful, no matter how pleasant, no matter how useful is the instruction you are trying to give to me using a language that I don't understand, I won't just get it. I won't carry out any task. Okay? The only language that the computer understands is called the low-level language or machine language. In mathematics, we call them binary numbers. Binary numbers are numbers in base 2, zeros and ones. So, computer programs can be written in 0 and 1s. And this is the only language that computer understands. I repeat, this is the only language computer understands. And that is why we call it the native language of the computer. Okay? Now, we have another level of programming language. This level of programming language is called assembly language. It's called assembly language. Assembly language is another language in which computer can be instructed to carry out a task. What is the difference between the assembly language and low-level language or machine language? The difference is clear. The low-level language or machine language is written in zeros and ones, binary numbers, while assembly language is written using letters of alphabet. Okay, for instance, these are some of the commands in assembly language. MOV. These are not zeros and ones. These are letters of human language. Letters of human language. For instance, MOV are letters in English language, and it's a command when assembly language is being used to write a program. It simply means to move a value or to move something. We also have END. Of course, END is another command used in assembly language. Okay, now the problem is this: instructions that are written in assembly language cannot be interpreted, cannot be understood by the computer. Don't forget, I said the only language that the computer understands is zero and ones, machine language, which is also the source code or low-level language. That is the only language computer understands. So if you now program computer, if you instruct computer in this kind of language, assembly language, this kind of syntax that are close to human language, what you do is that you need another software that can interpret this assembly language to what computer can understand. Okay, and we have just one type of such software for assembly language. That software is called the assembler. The assembler. Okay,